Some games are meant to be played online. One such game is entitled Tetris 99, and it's a modern-day version of Tetris. Today we're joined by absolutely nobody, because Nintendo Switch Online sucks, and El Conquistador couldn't connect to anybody who was willing to play with him. That being said, we can still play with a bunch of randos and see how we stack up. And today's El Conquistador goes online. Alright, so the most painful part about this game is waiting to be matched. Again, God forbid you want to actually play with your friends, but, you know, that's the way the Switch is. We just kind of forgive Nintendo that, hey, you make great first-party games, and we forgive you. Nonetheless, Tetris is Tetris. If you have a pulse, you've likely played this game in some fashion. This is just a different twist on it. So, for those that don't know, there's 99 players in total, with old El Conquistador being one. And you basically gotta just smush your tiles down, and he's already doing terribly, and eliminate people. So see, you just got some rows added. LC's off to a terrible start. But anyways, he just got some rows added, so people are just getting eliminated left and right, and you just kind of see how you stack up against other people. Now, you know, LC's always seen Tetris as a relaxing game because it starts off so slow, and of course you build your way up to get better and better. That is not the case here. You got to go. And Tetris pros will know that you get the best results if you can get the 4 stack going. And LC wants to do that, but he played this a little bit earlier, and it just seemed like it took too much time. So you kind of just got to go with what life hands you. That's quite the allegory for any kind of living. Yikes. LC is in trouble. And this time wasn't even really because of the anybody else. So yeah, it's Tetris. There really isn't much to say about it other than it's a really fun twist on the game. Because those who've had a pulse a little bit longer than others, oh, that was huge, will know that this was on the NES and the Game Boy to start. You got Tetris for free, with the purchase of your Game Boy. So that was cool. So LC definitely had both iterations, and of course the NES version added some color to it. LC didn't research good enough to know which one actually came first, but it likely was the NES version, since that console was out first. But Tetris, what he did research, has been available on over 70 different platforms over the years. What? Wow! Just all of a sudden, it was over just like that. So LC got 50th, which isn't great, but he was not off to a great start. And as you can see on the screen, you kind of see how everyone else is playing. You can kind of determine your KOs, but we're just going to play a game. We're going to watch that to completion. But yeah, over 70 different platforms that this thing's been on, and that's what you get when you're not paying attention. LC's favorite platform to play this on was the TI-83 Plus graphing calculator, and it was because LC's old enough that his teachers were still kind of old and didn't really understand technology. So with the TI calculator, he had Doom and Tetris, and you could really easily flip over to doing math. It was brilliant. Don't you tell LC to watch out. You watch out, stupid thing. But yeah, this game is so simple, it could be played on a freaking graphing calculator, which honestly that probably had, or has, because they still exist, more processing. Oh, wow. Probably has more processing power than... oh, what is happening? Than a Game Boy. Oh, you can eliminate those ones. Oh, LC didn't know that. Look at that. Oh, LC sees how to play this. Oh, Tetris is awesome. Oh, and you got the banging theme song there. Do 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 do. Yeah, hit 'em. See, that was huge getting all those. Yeah, the old graphing calculator. What a time to be alive. Tetris was never in the arcades. Again, there's just so many platforms. There's too many to even think about without doing some more research. See, this is getting pretty intense because LC's trying to entertain you, the people, while also kind of looking out for what's getting added to his stack. And the nice thing about modern day Tetris is you got this, if you hit up on the D-pad here, you can just drop it automatically. That was not a feature in the old ones. And sometimes you got to sacrifice a little bit to get a lot here. You know, that's just, that's life. You know, we'll still, oh geez. LC will be lucky to get out of this mess. You know, the best rendition of this song is by the Tommy Tallarico and the Video Games Live Orchestra. They don't really seem to tour all that much anymore, but oh, it's so brilliant. They do a great version of this, which is basically just whatever orchestra is in the particular town you're in. Oh boy, this might be it for old LC. Wow, just that quick. Well, he did a little better this time, 47th. But check it out on YouTube, Video Games Live Tetris. Great orchestra. Wonderful stuff. All right, we're at it again here. Thankfully, through the magic of editing, you don't have to sit through the painful process of being matched up. LC just has never been able to figure out Switch Online and why it is so terrible. He got a little dongle that enables him, oh no, that enables him to get a hardwire connection because he's got the original Switch. There we go, pound him! But like, it just doesn't make any difference. It's slow to connect, at least. It's kind of working now. The worst offender is Smash Brothers, whatever the heck the one on the Switch is called. LC tried so hard to play that game with people, and somebody inevitably got booted, and it was like you're fighting in molasses. It's terrible. But hey, again, as he said earlier, we just forgive Nintendo because first-party games rule. That's just the way she goes. That's probably the only song in this game, which, as you saw from his level ups earlier, it's not like he's played this a lot. But again, this is one of those games that you can just pick up whenever. You just don't need to invest much time into it. Those pieces stink. Stupid zigzag things. But yeah, you don't need to invest much time, and you just pick it up and play whenever you want. Intensity! Jeez. Alright, well, you know, again, sometimes we talk about sacrifices. You got to do it sometimes, and you got to think quickly on your feet, albeit sitting. This is intense. Sure would be a lot of fun to actually, have a conversation with another human being, but we also know how impossible Nintendo makes that. Oh, just download the Switch app on your phone, which also doesn't work. So we nerds turn to Discord, or LC's been known to just use Xbox Party Chat on his iPad. Talk to the boys. Shout out to the Frank and Spank connection. Miss those guys. It's been a long while since he's seen or heard from those fellows, but they're out there somewhere. Mayhaps they'll make an appearance someday. Don't tell LC to watch out. You watch out. Yeah, the end is nigh. See, the worst part is they tantalize you with that little slot at the end there. They're like, just stick your long 4-cubed rod in our big holy area, and you'll get a lot of rows. All right, well, we're getting better, though. We're getting better. 35th place, so that's something. Now let's do it again. All right, this time's going to be different, gang. We're going to go for the W. Speaking of W, hopefully y'all have seen what AI is capable of, and some geniuses out there, and LC really means this, pure genius, has been putting together videos of the presidents playing video games, as well as he saw one of them playing Uno, the card game. Just brilliant stuff. LC is just impressed. And, when the robots become sentient and take over, hopefully those people will get a special place in the human-robot cabinet of, like, hey, you're worth something to this society. Good stuff. What else is good stuff? Now that LC thinks about it. What? Wow, how does it escalate so quickly? Just yikes. For those anime fans out there, LC hasn't caught up all the way, but Stone Ocean, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, anyone? That just finished up on Netflix, so he's got to finish that series off and get excited for the reboot portion, which... LC's not a manga guy. He's also only a dub guy because he's not been put on this earth to read. But JoJo's is just so good. It is truly bizarre, as the name would lead you to believe. But phenomenal series. LC just hated the Netflix way of doing things, which is to release, frickin' 8 million half seasons. So he just didn't bother for a little bit. Wow, this is not good. And that was terrible. So it's hard for LC to pick which JoJo's season is his favorite, but definitely his favorite character is Joseph Joestar. He just has the biggest personality in the show, and he's around for a few seasons, so you really get to see his life in action. But yeah, it's a great show. Maybe someday LC will read the manga. Everyone always says the novels are better, the manga's better, which is true. But you know what? That kind of ruined Lord of the Rings for LC, because those books were just so much better and more detailed than the movies. It was disappointing. So LC is always scared to read about things he likes. Maybe you are too, But it's probably normal normal feeling, right? Not like those commercials that talk about the funny feeling or anything that you get when you're older. Wow, this took a turn. See, that's the problem, folks. When you're relying on LC to talk amongst himself, you take some turns, twists, if you will. Shout out to old Randy Marsh out there. LC's been playing a lot of Warzone 2 with that guy, but unfortunately he is not here tonight. We may do a video on that. We are quite good at Resurgence. Unfortunately, we never took a video of the first Warzone, which we were quite capable of, or at rather. What a missed opportunity there. But miss you, Randy. And then as we're doing shout-outs, old D. Tadich, once we played Ninja Turtles together, that guy disappeared. But you know what? Wherever you are, D. Tadich, still like the D. Huh. There's a way to hold a piece. LC just noticed that. Ha! Jeez. Yeah. That just is crazy. Just when you think you're doing good, you get blasted with a bunch of blocks. Yikes. So maybe 35th is the best we're going to do. So speaking of long things made of various segments of blocks, we got to shout out Pong. Without Pong, maybe there wouldn't be a Tetris. That's probably not in the documentary about this, but you think about the long thing in Pong, which is just a Pong paddle, right? Yeah. And it really inspired a lot of things. Probably. Yikes. No, what LC was thinking about, though, is for PS1, he had this banging Pong adventure game, which it probably was just called, like, Pong 3D Adventure. And it really took Pong to the next level. And he wonders if Tetris has some adventure game out there where, you're a sea captain or something, and you gotta freaking play Tetris to save the world. And that story's not all that far-fetched. We talked about Lord of the Rings, and maybe old Pete Jackson there could write that. Possibly. There'd probably be a Transformer in it or something stupid. Looking at you, Shredder. But you know what? LC's already shared his distaste for that in other videos. But yeah, Tetris probably is one of the few games that probably didn't get that adventure skin, because just like we're seeing with movies right now, video games are always going to put their IPs in different situations. Tetris doesn't really lend itself well to that, but LC's played Sonic Spinball. Okay, just because Sonic, what the heck? Just because Sonic looks like a pinball, why did that game need made? Jeez, we're just doing worse now. Why does Mario need to play 47 sports? It's just what they do. If you found OLC. Ooh, watch this technique. All right, check this out. This is classic, kids. This is classic. Yeah, really stuck it in there. Nonetheless, that probably cost LC. The finer things in life. LC's been playing Tetris since the early 90s. And it's 2023 and we're still playing Tetris. So, yeah, you know, sometimes we beat those IPs to death by releasing game after game, but this is such a great use of this game, and this game's free to play. Of course, they've got paywall version modes or whatever, but it's free to play, at least on the Switch. It's probably on other consoles. You know, again, LC doesn't think a lot of things through. He just lets things happen, because if this was on Xbox, then it'd be a little more entertaining. But hey, you know, probably is. LC's got a different one on Xbox. It's called Tetris Connected, and he hasn't really messed with that one too much. But again, we're still playing Tetris. Despite how long it takes to get into a match, at least for old LC, there's been not too many problems finding this many people to play with, which is really fun. Really awesome, actually. Because you always worry about that, you know. Rumbleverse is set to shut down. It's probably already shut down by the time LC gets around to editing this video. That game was actually really fun, and one of the few Battle Royale games he actually enjoyed, but hey, people didn't take to it, and they cleared it, got it out of here. So that's, you know, it's all about making money. So LC doesn't mind the freemium model when it doesn't affect gameplay, and makes it impossible to get things. Like in Rainbow Six Siege, which somehow still exists and takes 8,000 hours of gameplay to actually unlock an operator, unless you just pay for it. But you know, he's not bitter or anything. That is a really fun game. It's just tough to go back and play these games. But it's rough right now. There's really not any new games that come out that are really good multiplayer games, because we are stuck in this freemium model. And again, LC will say it again. He loves this game. It's dope, as the kids would say. And but again, you know, we're playing. This sucks. You know, we're playing a game that has been around for 30-ish years, and nobody has come up with anything new. It's kind of sad. What's also sad is El Conquistador, because he can't win this game! So you can customize who you target. LC just switched it to KOs, so quite possibly you can unknowingly work with other people if somebody's close to getting knocked out. He surmises that's what that means. But, you know, we might never find out, because LC can't finish ahead of 35th place, which, you know, they don't really make medals for that. 35th place. But maybe they should, you know? Everybody gets trophies these days. Why can't LC? Hates wasting the long, hard piece that early, but you know, you kind of got to go for it. You got to keep it moving in this game. Once you start padding it out, that's when you get in trouble. But again, classic Tetris, you got to get in there. You got to do your thing. So LC has actually been playing a lot of RPGs lately. He wants to highly recommend two of them to you. One older, because again, we're stuck in remaster culture. However, it's a really good thing in this time and space. So the first Ni no Kuni, that's on Game Pass right now. And it's very much a Pokemon-like experience. You're a mage. You got you know, teammates that can fight, but then you have all these familiars, aka Pokemon, that You can control, raise, level up, whatever you want to call it, and you make them fight. So really fun game. The best part about it is Studio Ghibli actually does the animations for the cutscenes, and it's gorgeous. The game was originally released in like 2010 or something on PSP, maybe. And so yeah, the graphics look a little dated, but that Studio Ghibli is so good at what they do. Oh jeez. So that game is awesome. Then another one, which LC actually bought the physical disc for. Whew, imagine that. Star Ocean 6. Been a while since he played a Star Ocean game, and it's really, really good, despite the fact that they... Oh, no! LC was messing around. We're in trouble now. It's because he's talking. Really fun, despite the fact that they, if you're a dub guy like LC has said he is, look at that. Look at that technique. They did not reanimate the mouths for the English translation, and the voice actors are awesome, but the... But that part sucks when they do that. But he gets it, 50-hour game. That's a lot of re-editing to do. But two great RPGs, about 50 hours each, and that seems daunting. But when you compare it to Persona 5 specifically, 120,000 hours, it's not too bad. All right, we got to do this one more time because LC just needs this. He needs this so bad. It would spark some joy in his heart, since no one's here to play with him. Let's do it. This is it, though. This is the last match that's at least going to be filmed. But what always happens is LC gets super into these games, and he keeps playing after the camera's off, despite the fact that he has a bunch of other things he needs to do. But that's life. Seriously though, LC could never get tired of that song. It's just such a banger. Do kids even talk like that anymore? LC has no idea. Or do kids ever talk like that, or is that like the weird old dude thing to say? LC's really asking. He doesn't know. Spends a lot of time in his basement. If you didn't know that already. It's a really nice basement, though. It's not climate controlled though. That gets a little rough depending on the season. But you know what? They invented blankets and birthday suits for a reason. Wow, LC really has nothing else to say. You know what? Again, what makes this stand apart is the fact that you, of course, are playing other people, but the original Tetris, and basically any iteration you play by yourself, starts off slow, gives you a chance to get your bearings, learn how to play the game if you haven't. You get a chance to think about your moves. This, you gotta go. You gotta just go, and it's adding stuff all the time. So you can't spend a lot of time thinking if you want to try to go for the big one, and you can look at all your next pieces, but man, it's quick. You don't want to waste a bunch of time thinking about your next move. This ain't chess. This is checkers. That's a line from a movie, probably. See, we're getting stuck. Botched that one. All right, a little bit of redemption. What do we do with this piece? See, that's just the way it goes. And again, if you're playing solo, you really have a chance to plan and build. Although most of the old versions, you could only see the, there it is, the single next piece. Okay, well, this is escalating quickly. Jeez. It's just not even fair. Oh, well, we got 30th place. Okay, well, you know, sometimes that's the best it gets. Well, again, LC would love to sit here and play all day for your viewing pleasure, but you get the gist. It's Tetris. There is not much to say about it other than if you could actually get into a game with any number of friends, it would be really fun. It's just something about Nintendo Switch Online has existed to screw El Conquistador over. But he's not going to get angry because playing this game was a lot of fun. Despite that the fact he couldn't finish above 30th place, he's going to keep going back to this one. It's a perfect game to play in between all those RPGs he was talking about. You just want to play for 15 minutes. You can get in it. You don't have to invest a lot of time. Tetris will be one of the few forever games that is never going to go anywhere. No matter what comes next, virtual reality. Yes, LC knows it's already here, but there's no virtual reality Tetris game yet. Probably. No matter what comes next, Tetris is always going to be a part of the lexicon of life. And for that, we thank you to the original creator, whose name LC forgets right now, but he's not American. Anyways, thank you for joining LC today. Like, subscribe, do those things, and you know what? We'll see you next time on El Conquistador Goes Online.